Alright guys, so by now most everybody's probably heard about CM Punk hitting this fan at the end of Raw tonight. I personally didn't see it. I didn't even put it in my review of the show. And then I hear all these things about it and I see these videos. I saw the footage on YouTube of him decking this guy completely, just spinning back fist, punch to the face, just taking this guy out. And I don't really know what happened. Obviously, I wasn't there. I've heard a couple different things that these people kept pushing Punk and he had enough. To me, it looked like he hit the wrong person. This guy didn't look to be doing anything wrong here. But CM Punk just completely took this poor guy out. And I don't know what's going to happen to him over this. I read that the guy's suing CM Punk or WWE over it. I do know that there's probably kids around that area, and it could have been a much worse situation than it was. I'm a fan of CM Punk, but I think this guy has some serious anger issues. He's not the only wrestler in history who's had to deal with obnoxious fans, but it seems like every time Punk deals with something like this, he goes about it in the worst possible way. And it's something that I really just don't like about CM Punk the guy. I think he's got this huge ego and he just lashes out at people. I don't know what happened to CM Punk. I think somebody really fucked him up in high school, because all you hear about is how CM Punk was this loner, he was always picked on, and then I watch all these shoot interviews from Ring of Honor and Punk's always talking about how he's always ready to fight. I think it was one he did with Samoa Joe or Colt Cabana where he's talking about just headbutting some guy in a bar for saying something to one of the knockouts in TNA. And it just seems like he's always ready to fight somebody. And because he's not the only wrestler to deal with obnoxious fans, I don't see why he goes about things like this, like telling people to drink bleach on Twitter and just crazy stuff like that. And I think that sometimes it is, I guess, deserved, but no one else does that. And I think that's one reason CM Punk cannot be the face of the WWE. He just doesn't have that in him. I mean, you would never hear about John Cena doing something like that. As much as a lot of us do hate John Cena, he would never do something like that. And I think that is something that's going to hold CM Punk back, is this attitude problem he carries with him. I don't think he's the best in the world. I don't think a lot of CM Punk fans truly think he's the best in the world. We all like him and find him entertaining, but he's got this huge ego on his, just this chip on his shoulder, and I think that's really going to hold him back. And I don't understand why he seems to be so damn angry all the time. Here's a guy who has had the title for a long time now. He's got matches with some big name guys. It's rumored he's going to have a feud with Steve Austin. Some people think at Mania. I personally think it's going to be at WrestleMania 30 when there's not so much star power covering the show this year. So I think he's going to have a feud with Austin in the future. Here he is tonight wrestling Vince McMahon himself. And yeah, Vince is old as hell now, but it's still Punk in there with Vince. And that's a big deal. And I just feel like no matter what, he's living his dream. He's had the title all this time. I just feel like CM Punk just wants more and more. He's just not a happy person. And he talks about how, and this is stuff he said, about how he doesn't like people coming up to him. He doesn't like being approached. He doesn't like fans just walking up and asking for autographs. This is something he doesn't like. And when you're the face of the WWE, that's something you have to do. That's something that's expected of you. And CM Punk just isn't that type of person. Sometimes I understand it, like how he was talking about these fans that wait at airports. They go to all the towns, and they wait for the wrestlers to get off the plane, and they ask for autographs. They'll use their kids to try and make the wrestlers feel guilty, so they'll sign autographs, and then they turn around and sell them on eBay. And these people make a living doing this, just going from airport to airport. And I can understand why CM Punk would hate people like this. And he actually says that John Cena, he doesn't say anything rude to those people, but he just puts up with them. But even he doesn't like it. But that's the thing. Cena puts up with them. CM Punk would probably punch them. And that's just not going to work. I mean, this is a huge company. And when one thing goes wrong here, it's all over the news. Like CM Punk saying stuff about gay people on Twitter and then telling that guy to drink bleach. And it just feels like he's always doing something crazy. And I don't know what's going to happen to him over this. Some people think he's not going to have a long reign much longer as champion. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to have some backlash. I mean, he does have a reason. I didn't see this on TV, but some people are saying he was being pushed, and I guess that is a reason. But I mean, I can't imagine that this is the only time this has ever happened. You always see wrestlers go through the crowd like that. Heels. I mean, John Laurinaitis. And there's that video of the old lady slapping John Laurinaitis on the ass. It's just kind of an expected thing, and I just think he lashes out he's too quick-tempered to actually just let things go and do his job, be professional. Instead, you catch him on live Monday Night Raw decking somebody in the face and then turning around like nothing happened. I mean, that's crazy. So anyway, I thought I would do a video on my thoughts on this whole situation because I didn't do it in my Raw review because I didn't see it. But I've seen it a few times now, and it is pretty crazy footage. I mean, it's a strange situation for sure, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens over this, if this guy's really going to go through with this lawsuit or what. But yeah, so I just thought I'd do a video on my thoughts on the situation. I am a fan of CM Punk. I would hate for this to screw up this angle. I would hate for them to rush this story and try and take the belt off him for some stupid reason. But CM Punk also really needs to work on being more professional, really. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the situation. Leave your thoughts on the situation in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Bye.